All right, welcome back. Picked this up today. Figure we could talk about it a little bit. Let's talk about the B4310 from Chamberlain. It's the part of what they call the Advanced Series, 3/4 horse equivalent, whatever that means, because every single one of the motors is the same. I don't buy into the horsepower thing, like I said in the 2220L video. One thing I noticed about Chamberlain in comparison to other brands, non-Chamberlain made brands like the Nemesis brand that I'm not a fan of, is the quality of the materials. For example, notice how shiny that metal is. It's not dull looking. It's not like a dull gray like the other brand. That is a good sign of good quality material and good quality steel there. The plastics are good quality. The overall fit and finish is good quality. It doesn't seem flimsy and thin, even though it is a plastic machine. This unit is a battery backup as well. It loads into that side of the machine. As you can see down here, there's your accessories. It has a, I thought it was motion detection. It may not be. It's either just a multifunction or a motion detection. I can't tell because I didn't hook it up, and I couldn't tell by looking at it. But then you got the one-button standard remotes with the orange LED, so non-backwards compatible. I don't know why you'd need a backwards compatible one-button remote anyways in the box of a brand new unit. Wouldn't make any sense. So smaller sprocket, just like the old 6690L. One thing I noticed though, if you look at the sprocket covers, they are different on these Chamberlains or these small units. You notice that back foot is kicked over in comparison to that. 6690L, by the way, has a real thick flange. I don't know, that one might be as thick, but I wanted you to take real close note of the mounting flange. You notice how thick it is? We're going to pan over to my 5100 here. There is no difference. That is just as thick as a unit made from 1994 to current day. So if that tells you anything right there about quality, that's a good statement right there about quality. Just as thick of metal they're using in today's chassis as they were in 1994 from that old beauty. So very, very good on that part. The one thing I would say I would like to critique on this unit is these lenses. I do not like how these snap in. Not a fan of that. As a matter of fact, on my old 2220L, it got damaged in shipping, and, well, it's broken. So I think they could up the quality on the lenses a little, but wouldn't surprise me, down the road when we start seeing these have some age on them, if they're going to be missing lenses because of that. This unit does have a camera. Excuse me, about dropped the phone there. Trying to do this on the fly. Fixed camera. That's what the bottom of the unit looks like. It is a 2-light unit, obviously. Let me get this plastic moved back here. Okay. So yeah, pretty nice unit. Same DC motor. I don't know if this is a silver one or not. I tried shining my mag light in through the top mounting holes, and I could not see when I pulled those bolts out. It looked like it might still be a black one. Does have a hint of the vacuum cleaner noise that everybody talks about, but I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'd rather listen to that noise than like an 81650 with the AC China motor. That is the worst sounding opener I've ever heard in my entire life. The 81650, the 81550, the 81640, and the 83650, as far as I'm concerned, are all junk motors in them. They started making the AC motors in China in 2023. When they moved to the units that have the 0 on the end. Only the AC units that have the 0 on the end that don't have MVIS have the new updated China motor. I cannot stand the way those sound. I'd much rather listen to the DC motor with the so-called vacuum cleaner sound that everybody talks about. But enough rambling. That's my take on it. Let me just run it for you here so you can kind of hear what I'm talking about. Here we go. That obviously was the down direction. We'll run it back open now. That rattle you hear is the sensors on there. You wouldn't hear that in a normal installation. by the way. This is a CH161. Phone's on life support, even though it's a brand new phone. There you go. And then this is, I'll show you the part number on this guy. There's your model number on that guy. I don't know if this is a motion or not, but either way, I do love these new wall controls. I think they're fantastic compared to like the 882s. I hated the rubber buttons on those. I thought they were so chintzy and cheap. And even the newer 880s that only have the single button on the top for the push bar, can't stand that either, I'm going to be honest with you. So, yeah, I have a lot of displeasure towards the 81650 and 83650 openers, especially because of the China motor, as you can tell in this video. But that's not what this is about. We're just talking about the B4310 here. Just figured I'd give you my take on it. I think it's a very good unit for the money. I think that it's built very well, other than the lens covers. So, yeah, enjoy.